I am Dr. Harpreet Kaur Kohli, Assistant Professor in the Department of Distance Education of Punjabi University. Through this video, I will be discussing the syllabus of the paper of BCom 5th semester, Money and Banking. Now the first unit of this subject deals with money. Now money can be defined as anything that actually functions as a medium of exchange for goods, services, assets, and even for repayment of debts. The difficulties encountered in the usage of the barter system led to the evolution of money. The invention of money performed the three functions: as a unit of account, as a medium of exchange, and as a store of value performed by a commodity. The different kinds of money will be discussed in this section, such as historic money, money proper, and money of account. According to the legal status, the money is classified as legal tender money and optional money, which will be deliberated upon. The supply of money is both an economic and policy controlled variable. The different factors affecting the supply of money will be discussed, namely the term deposit ratio, the money multiplier, the currency ratio, and the monetary base. The factors affecting the demand of money will also be taught to you. The next important topic that you will be taught in this section deals with credit creation. Credit word is derived from the Latin word credo, which means to believe. So while giving credit, the creditor believes that the debtor will return the money after its use. So in the case of banking also, when banks, they grant loans to the borrowers, after completion of the term of the loan, the money is returned by the borrowers. So the money which is granted by the banks as loan, it is a liability for the borrower, but it is an asset for a bank. Similarly, when a deposit holder deposits money in the bank, it is an asset for the deposit holder, whereas it is a liability for the bank. Now, bank credit consists of the loans and advances given by the banks. Credit creation is the multiple expansion of bank deposits. Now, bank deposits are of two types. Primary deposits consists of cash deposited in the banks, and the secondary or the derivative deposits, which consists of loans and advances granted by the banks. So you will be taught about this. The process of credit creation will be discussed along with the role of credit multiplier. Now credit multiplier is the inverse of the cash reserve ratio. Higher the cash reserve ratio, lesser will be the credit multiplier. The last topic in this section deals with the rate of interest. In simple words, rate of interest is the payment made by the borrower to lender for the use of money, and it is expressed as a rate of percentage per year. The three main theories of the term structure of interest rates, they will be discussed, namely the expectations theory, the liquidity premium theory, and the market segmentation theory. Along with this, you will also be taught about the different factors affecting the rate of interest. Now we come to the second unit, which deals with banking. The word bank is derived from the French word banc, which means the bench or the money exchange table. The early bankers transacted their business on benches in the marketplace. Banks are basically financial intermediaries which collect the surplus money from the savers and make it available to the borrowers who need money. Banks today provide various consumer-centric services and function as financial boutiques, offering customized services to its ever-demanding customers under one roof. The different forms of organization of banks, namely the branch banking, the chain banking, the unit banking, the group banking, and mixed banking will be studied in detail. The role of central bank in an economy is very, very important. the importance of the central banking in controlling an economy will be discussed. The objectives and the tools of monetary policy will also be deliberated upon. The Reserve Bank of India is the apex authority which controls the banks in our country. As such, its role is crucial in regulating the functions of all the banks. The powers and functions of the Reserve Bank of India will be discussed in detail. The structure of commercial banking in India consists of private sector banks, public sector banks, foreign banks, regional rural banks, cooperative banks, and large number of other financial institutions. The entire system of commercial banking will be taught. In the early 1990s, India was in a financial crisis due to the stock market scam, high non-performing assets, and poor profitability of the banking sector. As part of the economic reforms, liberalization, privatization, and globalization was started in the banking sector to improve its financial health. So, due to the major reforms, there was increased use of information technology to provide better customer satisfaction and, of course, to increase the profitability of the banks. So, the recommendations of the Narasimhan Committee 1 and 2 will be discussed in detail along with its impact on the reforms, along with the impact of the reforms. Various innovations were introduced in the banking sector, which will be taught to you. The internet banking made banking very easy. At the click of a button, sitting at the comfort of one's home, the customer can today perform banking functions, electronic banking, mobile banking, universal banking, real-time gross settlement, and national electronics funds transfer. All these have made banking services accessible 24/7 to all its customers. With heavy accent on technology and customer satisfaction, today we can really say that the customer is the king. Thus, with this, all the topics of your syllabus of this paper have been highlighted in this video. Thank you, students.